Yeah, you too. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's very interesting.
For sure, for sure. Are you in Maine by chance, or are you out of
No,
state?
no, I'm out
Okay,
of state. Yeah.
okay. Are you thinking of moving to the area?
No, too cold.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm just curious. How did you get our number if you're not in the area?
Well, it's listed as a Kingdom Hall. I don't know why it was your number. Yeah, it's your
Okay.
personal number?
No, well, it is, but that's okay because of COVID. You might know this. All our meetings earthwide are being held on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what
Interesting.
we did was we just updated our outgoing answer machine message because we don't check it quite as regular since we're not having meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So I remote in periodically just to check the messages, and then if there's something more pressing, somebody can just call or text by number if they need to
Oh,
get
I
through to
see.
somebody quickly.
Okay.
So that's why we did it that way. But yeah, we place a very high value on life, and so for that reason, plus two, because Jehovah's Witnesses are always under such a microscope, we didn't want to give the impression going to keep the donations flowing. We haven't had a meeting in, almost 2 years at our physical buildings, but we're keeping them operational and donations are coming in. And but that's been very impressive to me how even though we're not using our facilities, everything just continues to flow.
Yeah, I mean, some have said that they're selling a lot of Kingdom Halls, which is really interesting. I don't know all the details of that, but I've seen a lot of actual listings and sales.
Huh,
I just thought that's really
interesting.
interesting because I don't know. I mean, didn't the people contribute a lot of labor and supplies and things to those? But then the society just sells it, for a profit, which I think is really interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses are the largest landholder on earth. And that's not because of any business savvy or acumen on our
Hmm.
part, but it's really because of Jehovah's direction. Um, I have many,
They're the
many friends
largest
that,
landholders on Earth, even more than someone like Bill Gates or the actual. I heard Mormons own a lot of things too.
my, under, my
What do you have a
understanding is
reference for that? I have never heard that.
I
Oh,
don't, but
okay.
I can certainly find you something, I'm sure. But yeah, we're growing like crazy, and we've got Bethel facilities all over the earth. Africa, a lot of people are hungry for spiritual truth. I have a beautiful Bible study on Zoom with somebody in South Africa right now, and they've been very grateful for the things that they've learned versus what they were learning in their church, and
So,
very
you
hungry for spiritual
you
truth.
said there's no failed date predictions in writing.
Well, I'm just
There's
curious. Did you
many. I
used to
mean,
study with somebody? Did you used to study with
I
somebody? Is
did
that
for
how?
just a little while, and I like to research about religion and the Bible.
Hmm.
But as far as outsiders, your group is actually very well known for that. Like when somebody thinks of Jehovah's Witnesses, that's what they think of. Apocalyptic and Armageddon dates and things like that. I'm not sure where you're coming from, suggesting that there's nothing in writing. I mean, I can give you numerous references. They actually have a current date prediction, time limitation called the overlapping generation, which must really have an end point, doesn't it?
Well, no,
It
we don't.
doesn't?
No, otherwise we would serve with a date in mind.
Yeah, they've done
Um,
that many times. I mean, you're saying the overlap it overlaps now one generation, and you're saying that can't be ascertained as a time limit? Is that what you're saying? I mean, it obviously does. How long is a generation? It's a period of time.
yeah, like we talked about
Hmm.
before, though, there's no actual date. That's, I think, how you led with this. Okay, we don't serve with a date in
Well,
mind.
there's a time
Okay.
limitation on that. There has to be. I mean, they
Well,
just
if there
after
is,
their other
please, I
generation
would
ran
love to
out,
know.
they had to add more time to it because That's why they had to change it in the first place, because they used to have in the Awake magazine that it was the Creator's promise that those who were alive in 1914 would still be alive when the New World came in. So, that's where overlapping generation came from, not from the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it's open to interpretation, but my understanding of the overlap of the generations, it makes a lot of sense in terms of how it was articulated a few years ago. Let me send you a link. How about that?
Could I send you a link then too?
Well, where's it coming from?
Well, where's yours coming from? I mean, okay, let's just say theoretically, my church says only
like apostate information.
There's no such thing. There's only information that's true or not true. Now, what would you say if I said, well, my church told me not to look at jw.org because it's not from our church? What would you say to that?
I know I have the truth, okay?
Yeah, so do I.
If I didn't have the truth, I mean, why don't other people come to my house to try to start a Bible study with me?
Well, because Christians use other methods besides door-to-door. It's not currently deemed really effective. I think some churches did used to use it more. But see, if my pastor said that, only look at our website, that would be a huge red flag in my mind. Like, oh, what is it that he doesn't want me to know, right? So I don't understand why that level of information control is not a red flag. Even sociologists say it's an indicator of a high control group. Do you know Scientology does that also?
Okay. Well, hey, thank you for reaching out to us. Okay.
Yeah. Can you send me a link and I'll send you a link?
I'll send you a video on the updated understanding of generations through your text.
Can I send you a video?
Sure.
Would you look at it? That's the question.
You can send me the video, okay?
Okay.
I guess I don't understand, okay? You got to understand, we're not here to debate with people.
Oh, I see.
Okay. We're simply here to let people know that God's kingdom is the only solution to mankind's problems.
So, saying them teaching you not to, quote, debate, I mean, that could be a mind control thing too, because then you're really not going to hear anything else except what they're currently teaching. And I would suggest you research their history and ask yourself, are they really reliable? And what is the test of a false prophet in Deuteronomy 18? And why doesn't it apply?
I read that, and everything that I've learned being a Jehovah's Witness since infancy, there's nothing out there like what we've learned. Everything I've learned.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I would say there is nothing. Well, there is similar groups, though, that have predicted dates like they do. And, I mean...
No dates. I don't know of any dates.
Okay.
You're leading me into a dead end here that you can't back up.
Wow.
You okay?
You need to review the history yourself,